reviewing this gorgeous 2014 Aston Martin Rapide. This is a 5.9 litre Rapide S, Touchtronic 2. So yeah, a little bit of insight to the Rapide. It was introduced for the 2009 model year at the Frankfurt Auto Show. There was an actual concept of the car back in 2006, sort of when the DB9 was released. The original Rapide was based off the original DB9 with its 470 brake horsepower 5.9 V12, except it had, a longer wheelbase due to the additional doors in the back and additional seats. But yeah, really nice. A little bit of insight to the S. It was released for 2013 model year. It had an 80 horsepower bump over the regular Rapide, bumping horsepower up to 550, and it had a revised single piece front grille, or one piece front grille, along with a revised adaptive damping system, 3-stage adaptive damping with your normal, sport and track mode, which is really nice. And yeah, you had addition of slightly different wheels and just an absolutely gorgeous looking car. These ran up until 2018. This is a 14 plate car, so it's still got the Touchtronic 2 gearbox, which is a ZF6 gearbox. It's quite engaging. The ZF8 obviously was even more enhanced with a higher top speed and lower 0 to 60, but in effect the Rapide S slashed the 0 to 60 down to 4.7 seconds, making this a very subliminal car and having a top speed of 190 miles per hour. You've got xenon front headlights as well, HID lamps with the LED DRLs, these sort of magnum silver titanium vent finishers on the side here, and the bonnet louvers along with the front grille, which is nice. This one's got the 20-inch 10-spoke diamond turned alloys, which are forged. This was about a £3,300 option, which is really nice. And yeah, this one's finished in Meteorite Silver metallic, which is quite funny because a lot of the Aston Silvers aren't even silver. This one's basically a dark gunmetal grey, but yeah, yet again, Meteorite Silver is an absolutely gorgeous colour, and just look at the design of the Rapide, it's absolutely lovely. You've got slotted and ventilated front and rear discs, along with black painted, or the optional painted calipers, which not all of them have. This one also has the £5,000 external PPF fitted to the paint. So basically the whole entire paintwork and other cosmetic pieces are wrapped in PPF, or paint protection film. So you've got the headlamps, the tail lamps, the lamp infills, all the body panels are fitted with PPF, including the mirrors as well. Literally, the car is spotless. It's just been raining a little bit, but it is in just impeccable condition. I literally don't think you'll find another one like this. On the outside, I haven't found a single stone chip even. I normally say a car's got the odd stone chip, but no damage. But this literally doesn't have anything on the car. It's spotless. You've got twin silver exhaust tips on the back here, or pipes, yeah, which is really nice, and the addition of the red S logo on the Rapide, just like the DBS. It's basically, in the middle of the DBS and the Vanquish, the Mark II Vanquish, in terms of power. So 550 is more than potent enough. And yeah, funny enough, this is classified, or people called it, a 4-door saloon. However, the correct term for the car is basically a 5-door liftback, because the boot is actually a hatch. So in reality, it's not a saloon. But yeah, really nice. Also, you've got a lovely looking boot as well, with a divider which you can actually put down. You can even put the seats down, which I'll just cut in the video now, which is really nice. And yeah, just obviously gorgeous. You've got a space for an umbrella here, and this one also has a rear seat entertainment option, which means that basically if you pull on this tab here, you've got a CD cassette changer here, which just by clicking the button here, you can basically just eject the black box. And yeah, I put Spectre in here, which is sort of James Bond themed, but yeah, really nice. A lot of people might not know that. I did try putting a CD inside the infotainment system, which was a bit funny, but yeah, sorry, I accidentally put that in the wrong way. But yeah, really nice. Just a gorgeous looking car. You've got Alcantara or carpeting absolutely everywhere, and soft closed boot as well, which is nice. Chrome trim everywhere, and the sort of flange door handles along with the swan style doors. A cool little feature Also, they're really nice. They've got the hydraulic struts in there as well, and dampers, which is really cool. Very over-engineered. And yeah, obviously you've got the windows which sort of lower down. The rear windows actually go down. They like split in half. They go down and they go into a corner. So they're just very over-engineered, obviously, but really nice. But yeah. Let's just moving on to the interior here. We have Obsidian Black full grain leather with a white contrast stitching, along with the Aston Martin wings in the badges. You can actually hear the James Bond music going off in the background. Sounds really nice. You've got not only front but rear double glazed windows for a 2014 car. I think is pretty cutting edge, along with these dampers and struts in the doors, as I mentioned before. Really cool. And yeah, this one has the £2,500 optional rear seat entertainment, which is a bit outdated now. It's got the DVD multi-changer in the boot, but yeah, you can actually, I think, set up Netflix and a wireless sort of Fire Stick if you, because it's got all, basically it's got all the hardware. You know, you've got the auxiliary slots in the middle here with a 12 volt, and you can have a sort of wireless adapter, so I think you can actually have sort of a system. But yeah, for now this one's just got the DVD player, which is quite cool. And yeah, you click play and it's got a little remote control. It looks to be some sort of Alpine remote from back in the day. But yeah, very interesting. Like I said, £2,500 option on both seats, and you can control each seat from the remote control here. And yeah, really nice. On the interior here, we've also got Volvo's sort of looking fan here, which is quite cool. Climate control, so you've got like 3-zone climate along with your temperature. So basically you've got a little dial in the middle here, which you know, you've got your flow direction, your aircon, your rear locks, and you've got as an option, which is £1,000, heated and ventilated rear seats. So if you click the bottom icon, you've got heated and cooled seats, which is quite cool. But yeah, really nice. Just absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, you've got the mode system here. But yeah, yeah, so you click the mode button, you've got your fan and your temperature, which you can adjust your sort of lighting in here, which is quite cool. And yeah, you've got the Taylor's grey suede or Alcantara headlining, which is a sort of a hallmark feature on all Astons, with this pinstriping going down the middle of the roof, which is really cool. And yeah, overall just very luxurious. You've got climate vents, heated and ventilated rear seats, rear TVs. You know, it's basically like an S-Class almost back here. And yeah, but you know, have this in a V12 form, Aston Martin, you know, DB9, basically DBS engine, is just absolutely insane. You've also got these Rapide sort of baggy headphone sort of pouches as well, and you know, if you take them out, you can sort of see they're like sort of Alpine headphones looking. Yeah, they're very interesting. I haven't tried the headphones yet, but I assume they work just like the TV remote. But yeah, let's just move on to the front here. We've got the Rapide S logo tread plates, which is really nice. 10-way electrically adjustable 3-set memory front seats, which are also heated and ventilated like the rear, which is really nice. And you've got these revised buttons on the S, which sort of like, you can still tell they're Volvo buttons, but they're like a bit more higher quality with this matte anodized finish, which is really nice. And the door handles feel a bit cooler than the sort of DB models. It feels a bit shorter. But yeah, all Rapides also came with a 1000 watt Bang & Olufsen BO sound surround sound system, which is just absolutely unparalleled. Having 1000 watts and 15 speakers is just absolutely insane. When you turn the radio off, you can see the 180-degree acoustic lens tweeters actually rise and come out of the dash and retract, which is just absolutely crazy. And yeah, to start the car up, hold your foot on the brake and then slam the key down. Oh, it just sounds absolutely brilliant. You've got the piano black interior trim option, which is £1,000. Basically a bit nicer than the regular trim. I think piano's the best. The carbon's also nice, but piano's very elegant in a car like this. You've got the metal sort of finished dials on the older Garmin nav unit. So the Rapide S's benefited from the updated Garmin Volvo nav, as opposed to the older one, which was 2D and very outdated by modern standards. But this one is really good. It's still got updated maps and stuff. And yeah, overall really nice. By holding the nav button, you can put it down. You've got T1 and T2, which is your trip 1, trip 2. Read button, which says if you've got any messages or warning lamps, any of which this car doesn't have. And yeah, also a fun little feature I found out, if you click the nav button and you use this skip radio dials here, or the rocker switch, you can actually zoom in and out on the map. And yeah, you've got the column mounted classic style paddle shift. By holding both paddle shift in at the same time, as I'll show you later, you can actually put the car into neutral, just like a F1 or Ferrari style gearbox. You've also got electric rear child locks as well, and by using the radio menu here, you can actually access different features, such as turning the TVs on originally. When the car starts up, you need to turn the TVs on, and you can have what source, what DVD it's playing. It's got CD player at the front, the 6-disc DVD changer in the boot, like I said, and yeah, you can have a video source and the audio, so the audio can be connected to the Bang & Olufsen, so you could be listening to Skyfall or Spectre with this incredible sound system. It's just unparalleled. The key also crystal sapphire as usual, ECU key, really nice. Touchtronic 2 gearbox, ZF6, Touchtronic 1 was ZF5, Touchtronic 3 was the ZF8 gearbox. So the 6 is really nice, it's got a very nice amount of gears, very sporty, and you've also got a reversing camera as well as an option, which is also £1,000. But yeah, really nice. This one doesn't have a pen because it actually has a fog lamps in the rear, and you've got the sport mode, and you've also got the 3-stage adaptive damping system. Press the button once to put it in sport, hold the button to put it in track mode, and then disengage the button without the red light, and yeah, it's just normal mode, which is really nice. And yeah, 10-way electric seats, so 8-way electric, 2-way adjustable lumbar. You've got heated and ventilated front seats, like I said before, and you basically use this little button on the top here to adjust which seat you actually want to heat and cool. And you've got parking sensors, boot, rear air conditioning button. You've also got these leather lined cup holders, which I think are really cool, which is stitched as well. Really lovely feature. Just attention to detail is insane on Astons. You've got 12-volt socket, a USB-A, and also a sort of iPod connection system, which Aston offer. You've sort of got this adapter here. No one really uses iPods anymore, to be honest. It's all sort of Spotify and online. But yeah, again, the very thin jokeable sun visors on the Astons as well, and just full grain leather covered dash everywhere. Even on the bottom of the door cards is full stitched grain leather, which is really nice, and airbags everywhere. But yeah, you've got DRLs as well, the side lights, automatic cruise control as you'd expect, leather wrapped paddle shift as well, which are aluminium sort of billet milled, which is really good. But yeah, let's just move on to the engine. The bonnet lies a 5.9 litre naturally aspirated 48 valve double overhead cam, all alloy aluminium V12, and yeah, with 550 brake horsepower as part of the S package. Yeah, 80 horsepower increase over the earlier 470 horsepower Rapides. And yeah, the Rapide was originally manufactured in the Magna Steyr plant in Austria, but being the Rapide S, this had been moved to their Gaydon headquarters in terms of manufacturing. So traditional Aston Martin in England. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and let's move on to a test drive now. Today I'll be test driving the Rapide S. So it's an absolutely stunning car. Just an absolute dream to drive. The soundtrack, the V12 soundtrack, is just absolutely unparalleled. I don't think you'll find sort of another car like it, really. Unfortunately, they stopped making them, but there's nothing which really competes with it. I mean, you can say, you know, an S65 could sort of compete with it, but there's nothing which is sort of a traditional Grand Touring sports car saloon. It's sort of like a mix of everything, really. It's like basically just a DB9 with 4 doors, or a DBS, really. How this drives, I would almost say it's like a Vanquish, like, really, with how, you know, sporty it is. And, you know, rear wheel drive, traditional, and yeah, valved exhaust system, sports, you know, catalytic exhaust. It's just really nice. Yeah, just really lovely to drive. And yeah, this one is just really nice. A lot of Astons, I'm not a big fan of the suspension. It's quite a hard ride. The steering's very smooth on this. Double glazed windows all around. And yeah, the 3-stage adaptive damping, which is really nice. In track mode, it is very firm and, you know, responds to the road really well. But yeah, this is sort of how it sounds. It's just a lovely car to drive. The Bang & Olufsen's unparalleled in these, and yeah, it's got rear TV, so, you know, if you do set up an adapter or anything, you can have Netflix and stuff for the kids. And yeah, it's basically a very practical version of an Aston Martin. You know, the newer ones, you've got the DBX, which in my opinion doesn't look as nice. It's a nice car, but just the looks at the front's nice, but the rear just isn't. But the Rapide is just absolutely gorgeous. I think from all angles it looks nice, the front especially, with the revised S grille. The single piece grille instead of the dual piece one looks absolutely stunning. It's really nice. But yeah, it's just a lovely car to drive, and you've got the navigation which still is decent, and yeah, the Bang & Olufsen, when you listen to a radio, it's really good. You've also got a sport mode which sort of lowers the threshold in which the RPMs are needed to open up the valves, so that does help with exhaust sound a bit. And yeah, you've got the track mode, which just holding the button, you know, puts it in track. But yeah, it just sounds really lovely. The exhaust is very fruity, obviously butterfly valved, sports exhaust, really lovely. Oh, it's really good, especially with the double glazed windows. You sort of hear the exhaust, but you don't hear anything else, which you don't really want. It's really nice. But yeah, just absolutely stunning. Just give it a quick rip. Sounds absolutely wonderful. What a brilliant car, honestly. Handles so well as well, despite having 4 doors. You know, rear wheel drive. Hot sports car, you know, I guess you could sort of call it, you know, 4-door family sort of sports luxury saloon, you know, a lot of different terms, but yeah, it's just a really lovely car. Just the S has so much more fruitiness to the exhaust, you know, just really lovely. It's just absolutely wonderful to drive, and you know, the suspension's quite soft when you put in comfort and everything, so you know, just really lovely. Honestly, just such a good car. It's a shame they stopped making them, really, because I think frankly it's a really good car, and a lot of other people will sort of agree that you know, really nice looking. I'm not sure if everyone will agree with that, but I personally do actually like the look of it. Like I said, again, the S with its grille does look a bit nicer, and you know, it has a bit more kick to it. The DB9 I just drove has basically the same power, except you know, the Rapide will be a bit slower in the non-S form, as you know, the 0-60 states. You know, with the same power but more weight, you know, mean it's a bit slower. But that sort of felt like it had plenty. But the 550 horsepower, really, you can get the rear wheels kicking out, you know, with that. It's definitely usable, and more than enough, in my opinion. But, yeah. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the test drive, and hope it gave you a little bit of insight to the Rapide and sort of forgotten car.